Now when we go back to what the Acharya Kuresha says, Ajanmatasu sikatasu mayana labdam rasetvaya virahita kila gopakanya yastavakina padapankti jusho jushanta nikshipya tatra nijamanga mananga taptam. We can now understand the viraha tapa of the Gopikas. As we have seen, Krishna, the mission, the primary purpose of Krishna Avatara gets completed in Vraja. After Rasa Krida was completed, the primary purpose of Krishna Avatara is completed. Everything else is only incidental. Because the purpose of this special descent of Bhagavan, there are several avatars. Every avatara is very special. Every avatara cheshtita is very special. But the supreme cheshtita of Bhagavan is Rasa Krida. And therefore, Bhagavan's avatara gets completed in terms of the main purpose right here in Vraja. Krishna continues his Leelas. Time is ticking for Kamsa. The time is also ticking for the Gopikas. They know that it is just a matter of time before Krishna has to move on. And as the celebrations continue in Vrindavana, one more calamity strikes. This time in the form of a ferocious demon in the form of a bull, Arishtasura. The one who had a mountain-like hump touching the clouds, ferociously roaring, Arishtasura attacked Vraja and took everyone by surprise. The Gopas and the Gopis were taken by surprise by this ferocious Asura, and they all started crying out for help. As Arishtasura chased everyone on the streets of Vraja, everyone was trying to take shelter. And suddenly he noticed on the street facing him, while everybody was running, there was this little boy standing there, smiling. Not just ordinarily standing, it seems. Krishna threw his hand on the shoulder of one of the Gopas and stylishly bent. He was looking with a smile at Arishtasura. Arishtasura was provoked by Krishna. When everybody was running, how can this boy stand like this nonchalantly? He was so much provoked that he decided to attack Krishna. With lot of power, mustering power, Arishtasura jumped on Krishna. Krishna seized Arishtasura by his horns, gently, effortlessly, stopped Arishtasura with all his might. Krishna grasped the two horns and then, just like twisting a wet cloth, Krishna twisted Arishtasura so very effortlessly, then and there, putting an end to Arishtasura. All the Gopas and the Gopis rejoiced, once again realizing that every calamity that strikes them essentially is a way for Krishna to display, to demonstrate his greatness. Because in Vraja, while Krishna tries to conceal his greatness, Madhurya is the rasa in Vraja. But then, now and then, he has to demonstrate his greatness also, so that all the Vrajavasis can continue to be in a state of awe and wonder. After the slaying of Arishtasura, then all the Gopikas requested Krishna to go and take a bath, have a holy dip, because his body was smeared with blood. Then immediately Krishna called out all the Punya Tirthas then and there from all across Bharatakanta. Then and there Krishna created a kunda, small pond, which is even till today is called Shyama Kunda. And Krishna took bath. And as the Gopikas are watching, it seems Radha also wanted to create a similar one. And as she started creating all the waters from Shyama Kunda, all the rivers which came out there, they all went into Radha's Kunda. And it is even today celebrated as Radha Kund. Shyama Kund, Radha Kund. These two kunds we are going to visit when we are in Vrindavan. And as these celebrations were going on here, Kamsa gets a visitor. Narayana, Narayana. So Narada once again visits Mathura, takes the opportunity. He goes to Kamsa. Kamsa is wondering, how come another of his associates gets effortlessly killed, Arishtasura? So Narada looks at Kamsa and says, hey Kamsa, haven't you realized until now what's going on? Are you such a fool? The one who destroyed Arishtasura, not just Arishtasura, Putana, Trinavatta, Shakatasura, Pralamba, all the asuras you can think of, everyone that you sent, who do you think effortlessly slayed all of them? Krishna is none other than Narayana. And he has descended only for one purpose, and you know why. Krishna is not Nanda and Yashoda's son. He is Vasudeva and Devaki's son. He is the one who has been prophesied that he would be your killer. And who do you think Balarama is? Balarama is Rohini and Vasudeva's son. And Vasudeva, without you knowing, nicely arranged for Krishna and Balarama to be entrusted in the care of Nanda. Kamsa became furious knowing this truth. How can this happen right under my very nose? And immediately he took a sword to go and kill Vasudeva and Devaki then and there. Narada intervened and said, once again you're being a fool, Kamsa. What do you get by killing Vasudeva and Devaki? Because anyway, they are not the ones who are going to kill you. The one who is going to kill you is Krishna, who is there in Vrindavana. Kamsa then puts Vasudeva and Devaki once again in prison, shackles them. Then Narada says, why don't you invite Krishna? Instead of you going there, you must invite Krishna and then you can do whatever you want. Now Kamsa is satisfied. Now I will invite. And then Narada leaves. Job done. Now we may wonder, why did Narada reveal this? But obviously Narada knew the time has come that Kamsa has to know, because in a way Narada is the instrument here for Krishna to arrive in Mathura, for Krishna Karya to be completed. There are so many other things. Kamsa is of least importance to Krishna. He just has to be removed. Here Krishna has to do many other things. Therefore, let him finish this as quickly as possible. So Narada sets the stage. Narada goes, but Kamsa still has one more plan. He says, yes, I will invite Krishna, but before that, I will send Keshi, another Rakshasa, so that maybe there is no need for Krishna to be brought all the way to Mathura. So he summons Keshi and says, hey Keshi, I have a task for you. Go to Vrindavana and you must slay Krishna and Balarama and come back with the good news. Then Kamsa summons Mushtika, Chanura, says, be prepared for a wrestling match that I am going to arrange. I am going to organize a Dhanur Yaga and we will invite Krishna and Balarama to attend this Dhanuryaga, but before they enter the Dhanuryaga, force them to enter the wrestling arena, and there, hey Mushtika, hey Chanura, you must put an end to Krishna and Balarama. There should be no need for me to intervene and get into a battle with Krishna and Balarama. So Mushtika and Chanura start preparing, and he also summons Kuvalayapida, the elephant, and asks Kuvalayapida to be stationed just at the entrance of the wrestling arena, so that just as Krishna can, when he approaches, let him be trampled. So Kamsa is making all the arrangements. Then Kamsa calls out to Akrura, the Mahatma Akrura, great Bhakta, is summoned. Now Kamsa knows that Akrura possibly is a tough nut to crack. But then he had to get this job done. Who will go and bring Krishna all the way from Vrindavana to Mathura? Krishna is not going to come if anybody goes. Somebody who is capable of bringing Krishna. Who is that somebody? Kamsa started to think. Then he knew, there is this fool who is always praying to Vishnu every day. He is the person who has to be given this job. I know that he, being a great Bhakta, when he puts his plea, Krishna will immediately listen. So he summons Akrura. Hey, Akrura, I have a very important task. You have to immediately rush to Vrindavana, and you have to bring that Krishna and Balarama immediately to Mathura for this Dhanur Yajna. And let me also tell you, I am scheming to kill both Krishna and Balarama. Therefore, beware, your Krishna and Balarama are no longer going to be there. I am still giving you a chance to go and bring them to listen to me. Now, Akrura was shocked. But then, Akrura had to balance between two things. Saying no to Kamsa. Saying no to Kamsa because he is now part of Kamsa's plan to throw Krishna in harm's way. But there was another part where if he said yes to Kamsa, finally he will get to meet Krishna. Akrura has been waiting for this very moment to get a small chance and opportunity to have Krishna Darshana. So Akrura reconciled both these conflicting options and told himself, this fool Kamsa can do whatever he wants. He will not be able to slay Krishna. Let me grab this opportunity immediately so that I will have the golden opportunity to go meet Krishna and invite him to Mathura. Kamsa the fool thought he will entice Akrura by giving him a new chariot. So he brings in a brand new chariot, a beautiful golden chariot. He thought he can give some incentive to Akrura to bring Krishna. Says, hey Akrura, I am giving you this brand new golden chariot. Please go and bring Krishna in there. Akrura is so happy. Thank God he did not give any other wretched chariot which Kamsa has used. For my Krishna, this new chariot is what he really deserves. So let me take this new chariot. Let me go meet Krishna. So Akrura prepares. But before going, Akrura had few words of wisdom to share with Kamsa. Akrura is a great jnani, great bhakta. He looks at Kamsa and with a wry smile, he says, Rajan manishitam sadhayak tava swadhyamajjanam siddhya siddhoho samam kuryad daivam hi palasadhanam. Hey Kamsa, you have expertly devised a great plan. What a great plan. What a great scheme to kill Krishna. Dhanuryaga, Mushtika, Chanura, Kuvalayapida. Great arrangements. But let me tell you what little bit I know. People say man's plan leads to hopeless end. God's plan leads to endless hope. You are preparing everything, but be prepared. Siddhi asiddhyo samam kuryad. Daivam hi palasadhanam. Whatever you can plan, eventually the outcome is not in your hand. Hey Kamsa, you must be prepared for this. Don't start celebrating. Don't start celebrating as though you've already killed Krishna. And he says, Manorathan karot yuchair janodaiva hatanapi yuchate harsha shokabhyam tatapya ajnanam karomite. Hey Kamsa, you can desire anything. It is your right to have thousands of desires. Desire to kill Krishna, desire to kill Balarama. But ultimately, Daiva Hatanapi, it is fate that decides its fulfillment. Ultimately, Akrura wanted to say, it is karma, it is fate that fulfills your desire, which essentially means it is Krishna which decides whether to fulfill your desire or not. Yujjate harsha shokabhyam tatapi ajnanam karomite. O Kamsa, I know I will carry out your ajna. I will carry out. I am after all a faithful servant. But let me also tell you, be prepared that in any case, you are about to die. This with a very, very muted voice, he made this statement and he left then and there. As this was happening, in Vraja, Keshi descends. Keshi is none other than a demon which is in the form of a horse. And Keshi can move with the speed of the mind. In a way, Keshi is like our own minds. Our own minds, corrupted minds, corrupt, evil minds. No, not our minds, other minds. Luckily in satsang, we are not evil, we are not wicked. But Keshi represents that evil mind, which mind itself moves faster than wind. An evil mind will move even faster. And therefore Keshi, representing an evil mind, started running so fast on the streets of Vraja. Nobody knew what was going on. It was like a tsunami hitting them, some kind of a hurricane coming on the streets, sweeping everything on the way. And then they could see some Rakshasa, huge form in the form of a horse, was running. All the Vrajavasis were terrified. And Keshi, being a horse, was neighing loudly and running everywhere. And Krishna looks at Keshi and he calls out Keshi for a combat. So there is a combat between Krishna 1-to-1, and obviously Keshava liberates Keshi. It's just a matter of time for Keshava to put an end to Keshi, and Keshi is also taken care of. All the Vrajavasis now, while they are celebrating, news has also come in the form of Narada. Narada now arrives in Vraja because Narada wants to have a darshana of Krishna, because Narada knows that he can always have darshana of Krishna after he comes back to Mathura. But Krishna in Vraja, in Vrindavan, is something special. Only the gopis had that ahobhagya of the darshana of Krishna in Vrindavan. Narada said, I will not leave this opportunity of Shamasundara, Madana Mohana, Gopika Jivana, Vrajajana Ranjana. And therefore Narada walks in and meets Krishna. Hey Krishna, Krishna Prameyatman, Yogesha Jagadishwara, Vasudeva Kilavasa, Satpatam Paravaro Prabho, Tvamatma Sarvabhutanam, Eko Jyotir Ivaidasam, Gudho Guhashaya Sakshihi, Mahapurusha Ishwaraha. ए महापुरुषः, ए पुरुषोत्तमा, ए ईश्वरा, ए योगेशा, ए जगदीश्वरा, ए सात्पतां पतिः, सर्वभूतात्मा भूतात्मा. You are the one who descended. I know why you have descended, hey Krishna. I know it's time for you now to go to Mathura. The time is ticking. And Narada goes on to pray. And incidentally, in the process of Narada praying, Narada continues to talk. You not only will slay Kamsa, you are set to relieve Devaki and Vasudeva. You are set to do so many great things. Jarasandha and all. He comes with a whole list of what is going to happen until the time the Yadavas are liberated finally, and says, I now know all the cheshtitas that you are going to do, and therefore it is time for you, hey Krishna, to pack. The time in Vraja is done. So Narada gives a signal, and the celebrations in Vraja come to a standstill. Now everybody knows it's just a matter of time before Akrura has to come. But there is one more Atimanusha Cheshtita that Krishna has to do. Krishna, possibly for one last time, he has a play. This is a play where Krishna says, it's a play which all the little children play, hide and seek. Let's all play hide and seek, because Krishna knows why hide and seek finally now. because eventually he's going to hide from them forever. So he says, let's play that one game. You all get used to me hiding. And therefore, Krishna and the Gopas together play hide and seek. And as they are playing hide and seek, suddenly Asura called Vyomasura descends there, takes the form of a Gopakumara. And he slowly, one by one, he takes the Gopakumaras into a gufa, into a cave. And then as he takes most of them, he shuts them, traps them, and puts a boulder so that the Gopakumaras get trapped in the cave, they can die. Krishna finds this wicked plan. He once again engages in a combat with Vyomasura, kills him, shatters the boulder, relieves all the Gopakumaras, and thus the last Cheshtita, the last Leela in Vrindavana comes to an end. Ekadashi day is being celebrated everywhere, and in Mathura, Akrura is celebrating Ekadashi in a very special way, because he is going to now travel from Mathura to Vrindavana the next day on the auspicious day of Dwadashi, completing his Ekadashi Vrata, contemplating on Bhagavan. He finishes Ekadashi on the day of Palguna Masa, Dwadashi day. Akrura gets on to the chariot and starts his travel towards Mathura, from Mathura to Vrindavana. Akrura, even though physically he was on the chariot, mentally he already reached. This was the moment he was waiting for. But then some kind of doubt started to plague him. He also was ridden by some doubts. Kim maya charitam bhadram, kim taptam paramam tapaha, kim vatapi arhate dattam, yad rakshami adya keshavam. Kim maya charitam bhadram. What pious deeds did I do? Akrura, as he started his travel, he was all enthusiastic, but suddenly he started doubting himself. Will I be really able to see Krishna? Will really Krishna come in front of me? No. Akrura represents each and every one of us. The travel of Akrura is Akrura is on the Ratha. This travel is our own Jivana Ratha. Akrura's thoughts are our Manoratha. And as he is traveling, he is asking these questions on our behalf. Himayat chitam bhadram, what pious deeds have I ever done? Kim taptam paramam tapaha, what austerities did I ever perform? Kim vatapi arhate dattam, did I ever do a proper worship of Krishna? Yad rakshami adya keshavam, what kind of charities have I done that the question that he's asking is, I desire to see Krishna, but do I deserve to see him? There is always this doubt, this gap between desiring and deserving. Desiring alone is not enough. You also have to be deserving. But Akrura now started to doubt himself, starts to think, Mamaita durlabham manya uttama shloka darshanam vishayatmano yatha brahma kirtanam shudra janmana. Just like how the fourth varna, the Shudra varna, unfortunately in Kali Yuga, they have no access to the Vedas. Will I also be damned like them as to not get a darshana of the Veda Purusha? Mamaita durlabham manya uttama shloka darshanam. The Krishna's darshana is durlabha, so therefore, for one who has no qualifications whatsoever, uttama shloka darshanam, will I be able to see? I am immersed in the world of matter, and therefore the one who is basically in the journey of sense gratification, will I ever be able to see Krishna with the same senses? Will the same senses which has tasted everything ugly in this world, will it have an opportunity to taste that supreme Purushottama? Will I have that bhagya at all? Then Akrura is a great bhakta. Akrura is not an ordinary person. He has been doing tapasya for this very moment. He is a great jnani, great bhakta. Therefore, he knows that he definitely will be blessed by Krishna. Krishna's mercy, his grace is his fortune. Therefore, Akrura tempts himself. Maivamamad hamamsyapi syat evachyuta darshanam. He tells himself, enough of such thoughts. Why am I being negative? Why should I be negative? Even a fallen soul like me can have a chance to hold Achyuta's feet, because Krishna has repeatedly assured everybody that there is no discrimination whatsoever. Krishna is impartial. He looks at everyone equally. No discrimination whatsoever. Therefore, even somebody like me, a fallen soul like me, will have a chance to behold the lotus feet of Achyuta. Riyamana kalanadya kvachit tarati kaschana. For one who is swept away in the river, the currents of the river, sometimes will end up reaching the shore. So therefore, I have hope. I have faith in Krishna that he will drag me to the shore of his lotus feet. Mamadyaman galam nashtam palavamschaiva me bhuvaha yan namyase bhagavataha yogi deyangri pankajam. I am definite. Today, all my papas will dissolve and my birth, my janma will become worthwhile. Soon, I am going to reach the sacred Vrajabhumi, where I am going to have the opportunity to fall at the lotus feet of Achyuta. All my papa karmas then and there will dissolve. Yadarchitam brahma bhavadi bisuraihi shriyacha devya munibis satapataihi ocharana yucharais charadvane yad gopikanam kuchakunkumankitaha. He started to contemplate on that lotus feet. Yadarchitam brahma bhavadi bisuraihi. Brahma, Shiva, all the Shri, everyone, the one who all glorify the divine lotus feet, that lotus feet is soon going to be accessible to me. And with that hope, with that faith, he starts traveling closer and closer and closer to Vrajabhumi. Apyadi Vishnoho manujatvam yisho bharaavataraya bhuvo nijechchaya. I am going to see Bhagavan Vishnu, who has now assumed a human-like form, to relieve the Bhumi, Bhudevi, of her burden. Lavanyadhamnaha bhavitopalambhanam mahyam nanasyat palam anjasadrishaha. He is the reservoir of infinite beauty. That Bhuvana Sundara is now there in Vraja. This is an opportunity for me, and there is no denying the fact that my eyes will achieve the very perfection of their existence. Now I know why Bhagavan has given me these eyes. I have been waiting for this very moment so that I can get with these mundane eyes. How blessed I am that with these mundane eyes, Mamsa Chakshushu, I am able to now going to see that Bhuvana Sundara. He is now thrilled. I am going to see that beautiful, enchanting Divyamangala Vigraha of Krishna. Pamtadyanunam mahatam gatim gurum trailokyakantam drishiman mahotsavam rupam dadhanam shriya ipsitaspadam trakshe mamasan ushayas sudarshanaha. Today I shall see Krishna. Today, as I approach Krishna, Krishna's glance is going to fall on me. I'm going to soak in, immerse myself in that beauty. I'm going to be flooded in that beauty of Krishna. Seeing him brings jubilation to me. He is the shelter of everyone. He is my shelter. And the dawn of my life has become so very auspicious. I am going to soon approach Vraja. I am going to see Krishna. I am going to prostrate. Not once. I am going to repeatedly keep prostrating. I am going to have access to those lotus feet. Krishna is going to gently hold me. Krishna is going to lift me up. And Krishna is going to embrace me. And I want to lose myself in the divine hug of Krishna. Thinking so, Akrura slowly, steadily. Unfortunately for him, the horses can only run at so much speed. No, his mind and heart have already reached Vraja. The horses are taking time. But he knows, surely and steadily, he is going to reach Vraja. Surely and steadily, in 2 weeks' time, we all will be in Vraja. So let us chant this Akrura shloka, wanting to see, desiring to see Krishna's Divyamangala Vigraha. Akrura has the desire he deserves, and Krishna is going to present himself, and not just present himself as Akrura desired. Krishna is going to bless him with the deepest possible hug that he can ever give to anyone. Contemplating on that divine union of Akrura with Krishna, that blissful hug, let us all chant the shloka together. Tam tvadyanuna mahatam gatim gurum. Nuna mahatam gatim gurum. Tam tvadyanunam mahatam gatim gurum. Trailokyakantam Drishiman mahotsavam Rupam dadhanam Shriyaipsitaspadam Drakshemamasan Ushasas Sudarshanaha Drakshemamasan Ushasas Sudarshanaha Gopika Jivanasmaranam Govinda Govinda Vrindavana Kunja Vihara Lal Ki Radha Madhava Krishna Radha Madhava Shama Sundara Krishna Madana Mohana Radha Madhava Krishna Radha Madhava Gopika Jivana Krishna Vrajana Ranjana Gopika Jivana Krishna Vrajana Ranjana Jai Sri Krishna.